putting Matt in the back of the SUV and then filming him where he just sat there in silence staring out the window like he just got sent home from a one-on-one date. Like it's what he looked like. He was just sitting there like arms crossed being like, wow, like that just happened. So, and it's tough because I do think Matt likes Serena P a lot.
Definitely.
I think Serena P was up there more than I think maybe we thought. And I don't know if that's going to fuck with him, if that's making him so emotional and some of these previews, but that's where we end. They did the rose ceremony anyway. The three women were there and Michelle, Rachel, and Brie all got their roses. Brie did say that she was like, I feel like it's a bad sign I got the last rose. And you know what? If you're in that position, yeah, it probably is a bad sign that you got the last rose. Like, I can't imagine, like, unless Matt's trying to pull some little like trick to be like, oh, I'm gonna give my favorite person the last rose. Like, he went Michelle, Rachel, Brie. If you're last in that scenario, you're definitely in your mind thinking like, that's not good.
Yeah, Matt wasn't trying to pull reverse psychology or anything. I think that is him power ranking what's going on the rest of the way. So yeah, it's now we're headed into, I guess we got Women Tell All next. That's right. And that'll be a shit show.
It's going to be a shit show. Women Tell All, Fantasy Suites, and then the finale. Interesting information. Well, the Women Tell All looks like it's going to be absolutely terrible. Victoria, they're all screaming at Victoria. The preview looks ridiculous. I can't wait to see what Victoria is wearing. It looks absurd. And then it does kind of seem like we have this moment with Matt and Serena P where they're like, do you regret leaving? Like, which is interesting because the way that, like, the Women Tell All we know was filmed a few weeks back. And like what Matt's relationship status was at that time, like unknown. You know, like he could have come onto the Women Tell All and talked to Serena and in his mind been like, damn, like I could go for Serena right now. Like I'm single, you know?
Yeah.
And but we just can't know that and he can't say anything.
But why would he go for Serena after Serena sent him home?
Because I think he really likes Serena. And if Serena says like, I made a mistake and the show got too big for me, I wasn't ready to get engaged, I feel like Matt would be like, okay, I'm down. Like I'm not really ready to get engaged either.
Yeah, because dating on the show and dating in real life are very different. There's a lot of pressure when you're on the show to move very quickly along in your relationship. If you do it in the real world, you're just kind of like, all right, this is actually how I want to date, and we can take it slow if you want, and it's just very different. It will be interesting to see because I think, it's so funny that was filmed a couple weeks ago, and then we're going to have After the Final Rose where we're going to find out whether or not he's single, which I'm pretty sure that he is, and then he can make a decision if he wants to call one of the other three girls. And what girl would it be?
I would love if he just didn't call any of them because it would be...
probably most cases going to happen.
It would just be so different than what we usually get, right? Like, like Hannah was like, oh, hey, Tyler.
Yeah.
Pete was like, oh, hey, Madison. Oh, hey, Kelly. oh, hey, Kelly again. Like, what if Matt James was just like, okay, I'm just going to move on from this because I don't really want to talk to anybody.
It's very plausible.
I'm not saying that they're great, like Serena and
Michelle's great.
And Michelle, they're all great. But like, it would just be fun to see somebody do something a little different. Like, you know what? None of you.
And he also might just be like, I gotta put this season in the rear view.
I just have to forget that I ever went on this show. Why did I ever do this? Tyler, what did you make me do?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, I don't know.
He's like, I'm going to stick at CBRE doing commercial real estate. Like he's,
who knows what's going to happen with Matt James after this?
And that really is like,
and it's sad. It's sad because it's like,
he got screwed.
Yeah. It's, oh man, unfortunate situation.
And that's why there's a lot of anticipation for a lot of reasons leading up to the After the Final Rose where we learned today that it's not going to be live, I guess. So that's a little different.
Rumor has it coming from Reality Steve, who was talking about like the Bachelorette announcement, that they are filming. No, we don't know who the host is or what is happening, but the rumor is that they are filming the After the Final Rose this week, which means that it's not going to be live. It's like the first time it hasn't been live in forever. Obviously, they didn't do one they didn't do one for Tayshia's season.
Right.
But it's been live for so long. They're not doing a live one. They're pre-recording it, which just shows how careful ABC is trying to be right now, because they clearly like are worried about having a live show, I guess. Like they want to make sure they want to watch what the conversation is before they put it out, clearly, which that's a little like, come on, give us a live show.
And they're clearly
a fucking live show.
Right. And they're clearly thinking, because they're going to have to bring in some new hosts, which again, we don't know who that's going to be.
Right.
And that's a new host who is not known or hasn't handled a live show before. So there's a couple reasons, but I agree. I would prefer if it were live, but we're just not going to get that this time around.
Yeah. Yep. Which is, it's going to be interesting, because I feel like how that goes down too is going to help decide who becomes the Bachelorette, which is also apparently been delayed. Production has also apparently been delayed a week as well, because they haven't decided who it's going to be yet. So
it's a mess.
Not a lot of decisions being made over there.
It's a mess. It's just been a mess for a few weeks now.
Yep, it's really been a mess. So we'll be back next week to talk about the Women Tell All. Can't wait, guys.
Who? It's going to be Victoria, MJ. It's just going to be the crew's back.
It's going to be the OGs.
Jasenia, MJ, Victoria. I mean, we're going to have Brittany with the escort stuff with Annie. It's going to be intense.